In terms of breaking something Ohio State feels very sacred in two, some will break their championship trophy. Others will just break their defense, their will, and their hearts. And the latter, we bring in our next guest here on the Rich Eisen Show. One of my favorites, Donovan Edwards from the University of Michigan, getting set to join the National Football League. How about that from an introduction, Donovan? How about that one?
That's great. Appreciate it.
Yeah. How quiet did you make the horseshoe back in the day, Donovan?
Hey, I'm gonna keep it real. It got very silent,
Yeah.
and it was also great to see how the stands were starting to get clear out after those two touchdowns that I had. So
Yeah.
Ultimately too, it was a team game, and we all contributed well. So
Correct.
It was a great feeling.
Yeah. I spent a lot of time in the library at Michigan. It sounded like that. You know what I mean? It sounded sounded like that. And then, this year in particular, though, we'll get to the draft in a second. But this year in particular, this was the one that nobody saw coming. And I'm just wondering what it was like leading up to that game and for you, Donovan, to wrap up your Michigan career regular season in such a manner.
No doubt. My big goal always was three things: beat Ohio State, win a Big Ten championship and national championship. And I never wanted to lose to Ohio State. So especially being able to beat Ohio State this last season, and especially in the manner that we did, it was definitely a great feeling.
Yeah, right there, and then the special teams guys with the
Gotta love it.
OHIO in the middle of all
Gotta
that.
love it.
What happened in the middle of the field after that game, Donovan?
You know what, man? I can't really tell you. Clearly there was a brawl, but me, Travion Henderson, G. Scott, and a bunch of other Ohio State guys, we were praying after the game, and that was something that was planned from G and Trey that they wanted to do that, just to show our us being united, especially as brothers. We knew that our brotherhood for one another is bigger than the game of football. And also Michigan versus Ohio State is to respect the rivalry. Everybody could talk trash and talk junk, but at the end of the day, we all respect each other at the end of the day. So, clearly the brawl was a big thing, but honestly, for me, the highlight for me after that game was being able to pray with those guys on the field after the game.
And did you guys talk about that before the game? This is what we're going to do afterwards? Or that was just...
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
We did.
Huh. Well, I mean, yeah, not everybody got that memo, Donovan.
No doubt.
You know what I mean? Not everyone got that.
My bad to interrupt you, but I think that
Please.
just speaks character to G and Trey. We were back and forth communicating throughout the whole entire preseason. Just checking on each other's mentals and wishing and praying for each other's success and each other's best. But just for that, especially even after a loss from Ohio State, just the personality that those guys have, I just think that it speaks true to them and their program as well. They have fine young men at Ohio State.
So do you still obviously you must still be in touch with these guys now that you're going to be in the same draft class in the NFL now. So
no doubt.
So where are you right now? Not mentally, expectation wise, 9 days before the NFL draft. Donovan?
Yeah, I'm in my best spot mentally that I have been in a couple of years. Honestly, I have no worries. I'm honestly taking this as another form of being recruited again out of high school, wanting those offers and being hungry and wanting to talk to coaches and going out there, during camp and giving it your all and proving that you deserve to be there. So I have a reset mentality right now, and I'm grateful for my career at Michigan. I thought I had a really great career there, but it's time for the next step and just keep on moving forward.
So, what are your expectations in terms of where you're going to get drafted, and when?
I have no expectations. I'm not worried about anything like that. For me, it's fit over pick. I want to go. Hopefully, I go to a team that best fits me. My personality and my style of play and the locker room as well. I'm not worried about what round I'm going, what pick I'm going. I'm just taking it day in and day out, time just taking time for myself, being able to process this whole thing. So, like I said earlier, I'm in a really great spot mentally.
Have you talked to Harbaugh at all, Donovan?
I talked to him at the combine. He gave me a call. During those long MRI sessions, he had called me. We had chopped it up for a little bit, but that's my guy. So we're always gonna stay connected.
Well, I mean, it's entirely possible you stay connected by him drafting you too, right, Donovan?
No doubt.
Do you think that's
No doubt.
you think that's possible? If that happens?
I feel like that's a Chargers decision to make. Coach Harbaugh and I obviously have a great special relationship. I feel like you can ask him and he will smile and tell you how our relationship is with one another. But ultimately, that's the Chargers decision. And with any team that drafts me, or hopefully I get drafted, I'm going to take it. I'm going to run with it and give it my all.
Before we go to the other teams potentially, I mean, give me your favorite Harbaugh story, Donovan. Give me your favorite Jim story.
Hey, you know what, Rich? I don't think this is a public manner. So we may have to just talk about that one-on-one maybe one day.
Really? Is that right?
Hey, he's one of a kind, man. What you see is what you get out of him, man. He is one of a kind.
So then what is his secret sauce then?
It is no secret. It is no secret. A lot of people try to fake it and try to be someone that they're not, but honestly, I think that the people that are truly themselves at the core, it's either you like them or you don't like them. And obviously, Coach Harbaugh is who he is, and everybody loves him, and people play for him. So, just speaking that and him being himself, that's why people gravitate, and that's why people love him.
What about Coach Moore? What about him?
I feel like that's the exact same thing with him. I feel like this year does not. Honestly, it was a really good year. Obviously it wasn't what we wanted to be, but beating Ohio State, beating Michigan State, I just feel like on the trajectory that he is on, he's going to go down as a very great coach at the University of Michigan.
Yeah, and let's not forget about beating Alabama on January 1st, 2024 and December 31st, 2024.
Let's not forget that when he stepped in for those 3 games where Coach Harbaugh had to go out, and he stepped up in the biggest games that we needed, and we came out with the victory under his leadership.
And then I'd love to ask you this one, and then again we'll get back to the draft. What do you say to those who think that Team 144 has an asterisk next to it? Donovan.
One more time, I'm sorry.
What do you say to people who say Team 144, the national championship team of the University of Michigan football program, has an asterisk next to it? What do you say to those? I'm sure you hear that all the time.
What, boss? I feel like that was definitely one of the greatest teams that were ever assembled. I feel like we had the talent all across the board, regardless of everything that went off the field for us. We stuck through it. We faced adversity together and we embraced it. And it's about the story that we lived in. Just the fact that we bonded together and all the adversity that we had to face mentally and physically. I feel like that overcame everything that we had went through that year. So ultimately, too, going into the University of Michigan, coming off of a 2-4 season, and the 2020 season going into my freshman year, that's all we would ever talk about is win a national championship, win the Big Ten championship, beating Ohio State. And it's because of the guys like Aiden Hutchinson, Josh Ross, David Ajabo, Brad Hawkins, Hassan Haskins. The reason why we were even able to get the blueprint is from those guys and the leadership that they instilled in us. And that's a testament also to the coaching staff, like Coach Harbaugh, Coach McDonald when he was there, Coach Minter, Coach Moore, Coach Hart, all those guys, all those coaches that we had there. It's a testament in the leadership that we had. So honestly, you can't really say nothing to us about our championship.
Well, I know when I look at the photograph on the screen, I see a lot of guys in the NFL right now. Obviously, the guy holding the trophy. And
you even got a first-round pick right there, KG, right there.
Yep, that's right. And he should be. And then obviously a guy on the left who you shared many times with him, Blake Corum, and a guy on the right who went to the NFC Championship game this year, and Mike Sanders still. And would you talk to those guys in preparing for what's coming up next for you, Donovan?
Absolutely. I've talked to Mikey quite a few times. He just continues to give me game and give me gems. about what to expect, like what the next process is like, and enjoying the time right now before it gets really, really hectic, and having to hone into the playbook. So I think, or I would say, Mikey for me right now has been a really good big bro for me. And he has always been who he is, and just in the terms of being charismatic and people gravitating towards him and the open personality that he is, because he doesn't owe anybody anything, but he gives his heart out to everybody. So I could appreciate Mikey for everything that, especially in this process right now, that he has given to me.
So, what's the main question you've been asked by most of the teams that you've been interviewing with or been exposed to in the draft, Donovan? What is it?
I mean, it's the good things and the bad things. I think I'm the hardest person on myself that I can ever be, than anybody can ever be on me, but also have to give myself some grace. I had a couple fumbles this year, one behind the back and one against USC, where the guy just punched it out perfectly. Against Illinois, one was he had punched the ball from me from behind. So it's just those things like that that I have to clean up, and that I talk to the coaches, on different teams about. But moving forward, that's a part of the game. But ultimately, can't let that happen.
What's the general number of teams that you met with? Have you met with all 32? Heard from all of them? What do you got?
I relatively met with all 32, especially during the Senior Bowl and the Combine, and calls as well. So, I'm happy with how this process has been going for me. It's a blessing to even be getting interested notifications from different teams. So, it's been going really well.
Okay. So what do you tell people they're going to get if they draft Donovan Edwards?
Yeah, I just feel like if you just look at my resume, I've always had to wait my turn. I never complained. Also, too, I have extraordinary leadership capabilities. I feel like my leadership abilities, I'm a vocal leader, but I also want other people to be vocal leaders. Because think about it, Rich. Like, if you hear the same message from one person, like, bro, can you stop talking, bro? Like, please shut up, because you know what I'm saying. But then, like, I like to gather other guys, like the top dogs in each position group. We all spread the same message amongst our position groups, and to the team, and to the office, and to the to the defense, and to the special teams. And then we all relay that message. So it's, the guys that, are on the 2 or 3 depth chart, that they're looking at us like, these guys really want it. If I really want to be here, I have to step it up myself. And even though things might not go right for me, I'm always going to share the other man's success. I think I have really great capabilities and confidence in myself. So, I think that, through God's blessings, I'm going to do very well for myself.
Well, and then you take the high road, like at the very beginning of our conversation, where you're talking about, the classy people that are on Ohio State, and how you're praying with a couple of their players, including TreVeyon Henderson, and that is a testament to you, Donovan.
Appreciate that, Rich.
Or maybe it's a sign of a window into my soul that I go much lower when it comes to talking about Ohio State. And in that regards, if you don't mind me dragging you down to my level one last time
that's
here.
That's probably why the Ohio State people don't like you, Rich.
You know what? Guilty as charged, potentially. But guess what? I heard a lot from them before, the last 4 years. It's been very silent. The last 4 years
it's been silent. No.
A lot of chatter, though, before that. But so you mentioned TreVeyon Henderson, how you're close with him.
Yeah.
Have you spoken to him since the White House ceremony? Because if I'm not mistaken, he was the one who flea flickered it to the vice president of the United States.
I didn't even see it.
Yeah, here we go.
I've never seen it.
Oh, check it out. Here it is. I believe that's TreVeyon trying to pass it to him.
Oh.
Is one way to put it.
Oh, man.
Yep.
Yeah. This is great. We're showing this footage to you for the first time. Hold on. They're trying to put it back together like the last 4 Novembers, and it doesn't work like the last 4 Novembers.
And you know what? They deserve that championship, man. They had a very solid team, great team. Absolutely. So they deserve it, and I'm happy for their success, man.
See, there you go, high road. I mean, I need an oxygen mask. You're going so high road right now on me. But
No.
so you haven't spoken to Trevion since that moment?
I have.
Oh, you have? Okay.
I talked to him. We just checked in on each other. We shot each other texts probably like 5 days ago or something. You know what I'm saying? Just
so not since this moment is what you're saying. You know, you're not since that.
What was it?
He was at the White House yesterday. They were being honored as all champions. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
No.
You may have missed that.
I definitely gotta text him about that and ask what happened, man.
Yeah, tell him to work on his flea flicker a little bit better next time. You know what I mean?
No.
See, I'm going too low here. All right, Donovan, congrats on an amazing run at the University of Michigan. You made a lot of us so very happy so often, and I look forward to seeing where you wind up. And let's stay in touch.
Appreciate that, Rich. We'll love that, my friend.
And go blue.
Absolutely.
You bet. That's Donovan Edwards, fresh off of never losing to Ohio State, right here on the Rich Eisen Show, heading into the National. Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.